Whatever I like. Yes, brother. We're in the kitchen again. It's late. Good morning. Hey people. Get reading the text about what the video is about. Alright, it's gonna be a quick 20-minute video. Quick video. Yeah, no such thing. So, what we're going to do, we're going to use technology and it's going to work for us. Rather than us working for the technology, we're going to get it working for us. Andy, Dodgy Doctors, good morning brothers. David's had a plan. I've had a plan. So, we understand the law regarding the trust and the establishment, the NHS, the man, the negligence and stuff like that. We can pretty much inform the minister of the intended action of complaint and claims and write a letter of all the charges, claims on your behalf, and serve them upon him. Let them know, let the state know that in their capacity they're currently responsible in office for this National Health Trust, all of the doctors, consultants and everybody that's dealt with you in all of this time. He may not have been in office when they was acting upon you, but unfortunately whoever the health minister and so forth is, they will be the ones we write to. We put the complaint down, we put the issues, we put the claims, we put all the names and we send it off. The issue we've got is a medical side, so we need to, this isn't going to be the only avenue, Dodgy Doctors, but this is going to be one of the avenues where we try and find someone that's got experience with medical negligence, litigation, protocols, processes, history of cases where we can find it out, but I'd rather try and find somebody, or somebody that might know somebody, or somebody might be retired that's got a good heart that might have everything written down in you know, send to us in an email at contact@sovereignparalegals.uk or visit www.splspro.com and use the links there. Put some information on there. Use the email for now. I'd prefer an email. Keep it private. 1 minute. Just smashing the brew, like, just smashing the brew. Yeah, so once we advertise and we get the specialist in that area, we will we'll already write and compose a notice, a letter before claim as such, to inform the state of your current state and how you see it, what your required remedy would be, all that kind of jazz. That's going to take some compiling in itself, though, to be fair. But as you are a beneficiary of ours and you've now joined the Spl Common-unity Trust, Dodgy Doctors, we will take care of all of the crap and involve you as little as possible for the time being. We've got more than enough information to act upon with your consent. So as a beneficiary, we will take care and raise funds for the fee if anybody is going to help us, and it isn't going to be a gesture of goodwill or in good faith or in some kind of you know, free asset, free way of giving it us, then and we need to require payment, then we'll get the money together in some way, shape or form to pay to get the advice, because we intend on putting in a fee schedule and claiming all the costs back when we win. So it's not a case of if you win, but as I explained, the length of time and the amount of intervals of issues with your care, then it has to be upon the individual doctor, consultant, person in office, whoever it was that's done this, made decisions causing the medical negligence, impeded your life in some way by putting restrictions and sanctions and fraudulent comments and everything like that. So if you've got the evidence for that, then we know and believe what you're saying, and I've seen some of the evidence, I've been to your channel, then there is a case, there is evidence, somebody steps up and gives us this advice, then that's all we need to put the rest of it together, to put towards the state, to let them know the letter before claim. Then it's a clear-cut case. So if you have got a fee schedule, or the person, the man that you have in mind, or the woman, the womb man, is a professional, then let them know that there is going to be, obviously the court fees will be paid for when the case is finished. You know how it works. So yeah, unfortunately we live in a monetary system, Dodgy Doctors, and I can't go and get the professional advice that we need to articulate this in a context of which will make them sit up and shit their pants. We don't need to put all that in the initial letter though, the letter before claim. We just let them know, you know, that there's a claim here, and we're going to let them know, as is the due process and the rule of law. You don't just take somebody to court. So it hasn't stagnated. I've just been thinking, where are we stuck? And we're stuck with the medical side, and we're stuck with the litigation and the actual protocols, and we know about the duty of care and certain other bits, and as I say, the trust and the legal and the lawful and the criminal and the what's happened and where they've yeah, so yeah, it hasn't stagnated. I've just been putting and formulating a plan together, having a chat in the background with quite a few people actually, good trusted brothers and sisters. So we are making progress, but obviously this little video now is like a public advert, if you like, then to all the people that are subscribing to the channels, anybody that knows anybody. Someone might have somebody in the family that can offer some advice through the email services. We could submit privately, sign up some agreements and stuff like that, you know, that's what we do. So we can guarantee that there will be honour in any agreement made, but we will take care of all of that. As I say, Dodgy Doctors, we just need to formulate a plan of attack, and if we don't do that at the beginning and we set off on our journey, then we'll stop at some point, and then we'll wish we had done this, you know, earlier. So before we get on with it, it's just a little bit of let's just put the feelers out there on the tube account, see if there's anybody that knows anybody. You're surprised what comes back these days. So there's a lot of clever, talented, you know, great people that, you know, men that will give their last penny to a stranger to help them. So we'll see what feedback comes from this. We've got it going off in the SPLs on Facebook. I've got a couple more contacts I've got to ask face to face about stuff, and just bear with us. Like I say, we'll get the initial letter drafted up in the next week or so, and we'll be in a position of you know, once you've agreed it and you're happy with it, to get it sent off and get the actual ball rolling. But I'm just anxious that we will fall down. We won't fall down, but we won't be as strong, or we won't put in as many claims as what we possibly could put in. You know, we're going to have a list as long as my arm, but I'm very upset by what I've seen, and you know, we do detach ourselves from all these things and we don't get involved personally, but when you look at it as all one family, and we have got a responsibility to one another, without the monetary attachment or the financial gain associated with it, and you put that to one side, then you can't help but feel distressed, upset, perturbed, angry, furious, confused, and you must try and put that to one side and just let that, you know, ultimately just let your conscience be clear and focus. So I'm trying to do that, brother, but it's quite challenging and hard. I don't mind saying, to be calm and composed, and to talk about this like it's a, you know, a textbook issue, but because if I'm honest, you're not seeing the true Dave. But you know, if I'm open and honest, then I won't get the help that we require in order to do this mammoth task. It is complex, and there is a big team ready to help out, and we can all do our individual parts, but I don't want to start something we can't finish, or start something that they finish for us because we didn't see. So like I say, there are no promises for you, and there are no structure as such yet, but we know what we need to do. We know what the processes are: civil procedures, criminal procedures, you know what I mean, the CPR rules, everything. So it's not, that isn't an issue, it's just the rest of it. So we grow and we learn, you know, and you're on this journey with us, so you found us, you know what we're about, you know what I'm about, and the admins and the group itself, the ethos, and we kind of rely, we get there on a wing and a prayer sometimes. It's kind of crazy. I've been speaking to the Sovereign Smith about life, and it's you know, what happens with us and our pathways. And did I think at 20 that by the age of 40 I would be doing law talks and running a private express trust and defending the weak and vulnerable and needy? No, I thought I'd be DJing somewhere with the material wealth that I've been programmed to cognitive dysfunctionally operate in a sub-world of our world, and yeah, I couldn't be any further from it. So life does have a way. Unity, strength, faith, positivity has a way of rewarding you, and we've seen that. So all I do, I'm going to say a little prayer on this video, you know, and see what happens. That's all we can do. But let's have a look at your comments. Andy, respect, yes. Dodgy, Hog Show, morning mate. Dodgy, Andy, yeah, alright, let me swipe because that's not uploaded. Stupid comments, boys. Let me do something. And what do you think? We've got a chance, haven't we? We've got a good chance of doing this. It's just that what's happening? Last comment was 48. What time is it? 51. Alright, it's working. We need to structure it, that's all, and think about the actual practicality. I haven't launched anything like this, defended anything like this. I have no medical experience, of somewhat of family law experience, high court experience with my own case and children, but offspring, children, offspring, property. As I was saying, furthermore, any people, man, woman, that are going to go to court for family law, now that we know what we know about the trust and the equity and the property and the foreign situs and the Sestu KV, we are the ultimate people that would, I've just spoken with Sovereign about this as well, we are the ultimate people that you need to speak to first to get your property resecured back to the rightful owner. So if the state or anybody you know is in a custodial battle at the moment, a legal battle for children, implied, you know, rights of children, and going to a court, then you must try and direct them to this channel or to our community and get them to get truly informed about certain things and how the court operates, what realm they operate in, the admiralty law, the common law, the contract law, the joinder, everything like that, you know what I mean, that we know about the status and capacity and the you know, debtor creditor situation. Is a side to that, but you know, this is what I'm saying, there's different statuses and capacities you can have at different times in different jurisdictions. So when you are fighting for your flesh and blood, and say it might be a forced adoption or something like that, or they've got issues, then I feel comfortable enough saying now that we would be able to adequately advise you, inform you, should I say. None of this is legal advice, it's study, research, entertainment purposes. If you do need a legal advisor, you know where to go. If you are a legal advisor, you know we are coming. Hog Show, what we saying? Sorry pal, don't do, what's going on here boys? Music and books. Snafu, you need Lawful Doctor UK column. News has a doctor talks about the world of doctors. Lawful. Yes, we do. That's hence this, the need for this video. It's probably going to get about 500 views if you guys can share it as well, and just put out there that it's a community effort basically, and we are going to show people the way to go forward. We've always said what we don't know we will go out there and find. So there's no point saying writing off this case, because we're almost 75% of the way there. So I feel confident in the ability to find and be able to plug the missing holes of information that we'll need to call upon when we are actually claiming. I can take what the beneficiary says and the client, if you like, that's very well and good, but putting it into a context that the legal system will recognise as a genuine, articulated reason for paying out remedy is, you know, we're looking to get the maximise on the remedy. It's all right saying, fuck that man shit up, but we need to say that in a technical way, and the higher the degree of technicality for the legal construct to understand, the higher the remedy and payout for the man himself. UK column, you've tried that, weren't interested. Yeah, well, we are interested, like I say, and we've got the capacity, we've got the means, the know-how, the knowledge. We can take this and launch this right now, but there's no end goal scenario for me at this moment in time, because we haven't got the technical data, as I'm saying. So we will get it, and if it means that I have to research it myself with a few select people, then I'm sure we'll get our heads down, as we have done with everything else, and we'll get it. Or I'm confident in the other two people that have left till last will be able to direct me in the area of somebody that's like this. I've got a lot of contacts in a lot of places, and yeah, they normally come through if you guys can't, you know. Another late show, yes, I made late show. It's another quick late show, 00:56. It's too late, you can't see. Yeah, it's 5 to 1. We're not doing an all-nighter. All that shit to do. I'm tired myself, I should be in bed. So yeah, pass this message on verbally, you know what I mean, text people, email people, have a think, have a look on your Facebook, go on your Facebook right now if you're actually watching this and you're on it, or media platform, other media platforms are available. SPLspro.com being one of them when it gets launched in no, it's not getting launched, it isn't a boat when it gets given life and is actually allowed to breathe on the internet as a living private entity, albeit digital and you know, on a server. It's the first of one of its kind, I hope, to show the rest where we will lead, they will hopefully follow, and drop the use for monetary fiat currency, or if it crashes then obviously we can show alternatives to this, the private side. But you can't be using private money in the public, and we are residing in the public, yeah, so we need money to do this, hence us saying we will take care of that. Dodgy Doctors, we have ways and funding capabilities, and I'm sure if we publicise it enough we'll get sponsorship from somewhere. The prospect being, for anybody that's going to be helping on the litigation medical negligence side, is that the case will be won. There is evidence, what would you call it, irrefutable evidence, first-hand knowledge evidence, and well documented evidence, conflicting evidence from what the state side say to what the actual evidence is at hand. So I'm sure with a little bit of pressure and a little bit of the right not trickery, but it is trickery because it's a legal area, so yeah, it is trickery, because you need to perform the legal tricks, and you need to speak the language and put the points down in the correct way, and then they will give before it goes into, where would it go? Go into a public courthouse, wouldn't it? You go in the public first off. There's no way to get this. It's too noisy. It's far too noisy. It's too dirty. It's too messy. So it would be kind of on the scandal level, to be fair, because if the news got out, it doesn't bear thinking about. So what you actually want. What is your case? Snafu. Look on Dodgy Doctors. Medical negligence. National Health Service Trust. Messed up one of the brothers over a long period of time and done some criminal activity, criminal acts, deformed his character, restricted his access to stuff, put a world of pain on him, literally a world of pain, left him, he'd be better off dead, and he said that himself with the pain levels that he's getting. You have a syndrome called the devil's syndrome, or the devil's disease or something, and being addicted to painkillers and not being able to move and only being left with your mindly thoughts, and having your mobility taken away from you, for one, is immeasurable. You know, if I'm so hyperactive and energetic, I do so much in a day. I'm not trying to rub it in for you, Dodgy Doctors. I'm trying to just let people know, cognise the fact that if you're like me and you was doing that, and then to have nothing to be slowly even taken away, or to wake up the next day and not be able to move. Either or, for me it would be a nightmare, whether I was slowly watching it go or whether it happened like that in an accident, but an operation, you know. So yes, when you have an operation, you do consent to having an operation, and you have become we know all of that. That's not the point at hand here, and we can argue now that he's in a different capacity and he's got a different status and certain things, and we're going to correct the relationships of which the trust have abused and used their assumptions and presumptions on. That's going to be a beautiful thing though in itself. That's going to be a nice little bit of kung fu to the system. We're not going to make things worse for you. We're going to propose a way for you to gain control of the instrumentation that they've been using to get the payment from, whilst they've been neglecting you. How nasty is that? We'll take the payment and we'll charge you, but we won't be doing anything on this occasion. Sorry about that. Oh, you need pain medication, dear? Sorry, see you tomorrow. It's just like, oh, these things that so yeah, bear with us, brothers, sisters. A national scandal. Don't worry, brother, we're on this. I've got a lot of friends, we've got a lot of friends, we've got a lot of good friends, we've got a lot of contacts. I'm trying to keep this as low-key as possible, though. I'm not going around just going, oh, my mate, this, that, the other. It's, you know, it's trying to be kept professional, with dignity, you know what I mean, with respect, and just appreciate the massive mammoth job at hand. The Law Society won't give you a true, even if they said yeah, they wouldn't give you a true and accurate representation, as we know, for more than 20 million reasons. So that's not an option at all. They would be pursuing claims under personage in the High Court barratry, and you know, it's not achieving what we want to achieve. So whether it means someone has to step out of a public office to avoid embarrassment and set up some remedy, that would be ultimately what I want. Yeah. But see what you can do, brothers and sisters. Have a think, get posting, try and be discreet, you know what I mean. Obviously, if he gives his consent for you to share the channel, share some of the videos, material, documents that he's got, it's going to take a lot of publicising on a lot of our accounts, but in the correct way, in the correct areas. All we need is the medical litigation negligence expert, someone who's got references, terminology, case law references, anything that could help us with regards to the structure of it, how you would lay it out. Also, I can hear what the client or the beneficiary is saying himself, Dodgy Doctors, but we need to structure that in the correct, you know, manner. So we'll give you an update in a bit. We'll give it a week and then we'll have an update. Tag onto this, any comments, any recommendations, any groups that might be worth a visit or a private email to see if we can go and spend some time with some other affiliated groups and you know, make a partnership there. We'll swap some Lawful for some of the medical. We'll get some buttons shared on websites, as easy as that, done. I'm going to bed, it's tired. Dodgy Doctors, peace and love, brother. Thank you for the videos. If you've still got a bit of time and you haven't seen the video uploads that we've put on, Dodgy Doctors has made us some video intros. I've put 2 on so far, and there are a few that we've got work in progress while we all agree. That's a fun time, getting everyone to agree on the you know, colours, patterns, designs, sound, whether the earth is flat or round. That was an interesting one, I must say. We are primarily a law group, and I have explained about that, and we are on for the understanding now what happened, and I'm sorry about that, Dodgy Doctors. We've ironed out the creases there, but I personally am of the opinion that the flat earth system was in place up until 600 years ago, and it was then reformed into a round earth, and I know who did it and when, and I've looked at a lot of the manuscripts and texts and articles, and then I've looked at the actual sciences, the real day sciences, effects, earth curvatures, mathematics, principles, speed of light, every kind of which way of measuring and equating and comparing and divulging, and I'd like to see a picture, please. I'd like someone to put an object, I'd like a man to make a device that lifts off the ground of the Earth and travels way out. Some kind of telescope, camera, space station. And as it's going out that way, just on the back, put a camera, and then on the back, send a picture of the Earth as it's going away, back to Earth, so all of mankind can see its home. We have got some, you say. There are pictures of the Earth. Yes, there are, but they're all CGI composite. So what the flat earthers have a problem with, and myself, who don't really care what shape the Earth is, because we're being bum raped by our present establishment. This is another bit I'll get to once we've got through the bump of the children and the forced adoption and the misuse of the persons and the wearing of the persona and the old people and the vulnerable and the sick and the people like this that are right now laid in pain that need to be sorted out last week. So I appreciate, I ain't got the time for this, but I have spent time on it, and I'd like to spend more time on it because the facts outweigh what is said. The spinning of the Earth at 10,000 miles an hour, the speed of a bullet, on his axes, then going round the sun, or the sun going round, then going round the sun, and then the sun going on its own orbit round the Milky Way. You go outside with a time-lapse camera, and you take a picture of the sky. There's one movement, that's it, and it happens the same. You see only one side of the moon. And then the maths don't add up, things don't add up, and it's like, So, yeah, the opinion's out on that, but I'd like a picture, to be honest, and we could have took pictures, but nothing's too far, everything's too close, apparently, so. And the fisheye lens concept, that's another great one. The fact they shot rockets up in the 1960s, why did they shoot all them rockets up to the sky? They went to the South Pole, search Admiral T. Byrd, and look at the South Pole expeditions, South Pole, look at when the Nazis went to the South Pole and then searched the South Pole Treaty. What else can I tell you that's tangible? That's the hollow earth theory. Then, as you're on about flat earthers, the hollow earth theory, and have a look at, whilst you're there, the serpent and the eagle and the snake, eagle and the serpent, dragon and the eagle. Yeah, China, lots of dragons. They don't follow like the western wing, they have the dragons still. The rest have got the two-winged bird. Look at America, what's the symbol? Eagle, two wings. What's on all the crests and shields in England? Eagle, lion, paw, eagle, two wings, crest and shield, lion. No serpent, snaky type dragons. China, dragons, two cultures, serpent and dragons, dragons and eagles, serpents and eagles. This is deep, so it goes on. What was in the Malayan culture? Dragony type heads with the teeth and the big collars round them. Yeah, what did the sacred Indians wear? They wore all them big feathers round in a headdress like that, didn't they? What was it trying to be? There was a mimicking the cuffs of the dragon round like that. So cultures have got bird or dragon cultures. Millions of years old. You can go on forever, but the point is, what's happening out there now needs to be stopped. It doesn't matter whether on a ball or a flat. You get me, fam? You get me? Just uploaded another one. Dodgy Doctors is on it. Right, Dodgy Doctors, we've got another group for you to upload the videos to. You can upload them to your tube, tag me in them, send me the links, I'll upload them to mine, and then we'll do a sharing. Once we've done them all, we'll do a sharing after. We're going to kick arse. I've got a good feeling about this. We're 70% there. I just want to get a few little tweaks done before we get actually set off, do you know what I mean? So we've got most of the information we need. We'll set about compiling this now. I just want to do this video and ask a few more people a few more questions first, and then we're off, and nobody's disappearing on anybody. I hereby proclaim publicly that I, David, have no intention of doing a disappearing act on anybody or leaving the job half done. I am solely responsible for the whole liability of the Sovereign Paralegals Trust, as I am the settlor. I founded it, I settled it, I'm the settlor in it, sorry. There are beneficiaries and there are trustees, and the trustees operate in a simple capacity as literally responsible for the group and what is in the group with regards to the content of the quality of the information, the interaction towards the members, and the safety of the members, the safety of the group. What's happened here? Got weird pictures on. So we're showing you that you're in a trust at all times. you are in this trust. The creator, if you believe that, put the world to us and gave us it in a trust, you know, and we are not obliged to follow that trust. We was told about it, we was given clues about it, we was given certain clues about it at school and everywhere else and the way that things work, but we didn't pick up on it. They do tell you certain little bits, but they don't give you way enough disclosure at all. So you got people on this coming on watching my videos saying I'm obliged legally to do this and we're obliged to do that. Well, we're not. No, that's your belief and how you operate and what capacity you're in. And when you're in the private but you're broadcasting publicly, you let people in the public know what you're doing privately, so you need to watch your words and your content and stuff and what data you release. So if you're not privy to the information that we have and the cognitive dissonance is strong with you and you don't use the Jedi ways, then you need to learn about the Jedi ways and, you know, learn to shake off the cognitive dissonance. And that means disciplining every thought that pops in your head, every issue that you have with regards to how you act, how you feel, what you get on, how you speak, what you eat. Your whole lifestyle needs to change. So it's a big job. I'm just looking at this now. Alright, Dodgy Doctors, got you. I'm going off, guys. Wait, cancel that. Have you got anything to say? Yeah, I've got some kind of crazy pictures. Why? Look. Oh yeah, chilling. Microdot's kicking in. Right, any people, I've got to go. So peace, love and light. Have some more bubbles. I will see you soon. Updates to follow in the group, Dodgy Doctors. Alright, peace and love. Thanks very much, guys. If you've commented, I've read them all out. Ciao. Bella.